Hello there, everyone. I-80386SX is back out in the garage with the Goodwill find. No, these computers were not stored out here for the last month. I did bring them out here tonight because, hey, it's summer out, so I'm not going to waste a summer night if I can at all help it. You know, the old meme where it says, Mom says you can't sit inside on your computer all day. Well, we're going outside. So, had to go get some stuff for it. In terms of AC adapters, we kind of lucked out, because I only actually needed to source one, and I already had it. So, I had a universal adapter, which covers 7 of these laptops, I believe. Well, 6. All the Lenovo's and the newest compact should be covered by the universal. The LTE 5000s came with the power bricks, so that leads us up to 8. The Armada takes a Mickey Mouse cord. Hope I grabbed the Mickey Mouse cord. Which, I have an abundance of them, no problem. That's 9. The Contura was the only one I had to grab a special adapter for. But we have Conturas in this house, so that is no sweat. And of course I had to go find a memory module for the newest of the ThinkPads, but oh well. So I'm going to go set up now, and we'll start powering these up one by one to see if there is any functionality to this lot whatsoever. So I'm going to, of course, start off with the least interesting ones in my book and end with what is the most interesting systems, at least for my normal regular fan club. Your opinion may differ on this, but, well, it's my channel. I know what I like to do, so that's what we're going to do. So, with the magic of video editing, we're going to pick out one of these ThinkPads, and we'll see what we need to do. Okey-doke. We have one of the 4 Ramtech branded Lenovo's. I actually think this is either a sticker or it is literally branded in there, so this kind of limits what we could do on a professional basis on restoring this laptop, but regardless, we'll see what we can do with it. And I did have to add memory to this. And just a little bit of a poll right now, just based on what I saw in the first video. And I cracked open one of these other ones offline. My guess is that 6 of these computers are going to have hard drives in them. 6 of these computers are going to be ready to go basically out of the box, or in terms of storage. Yeah, okay, so maybe we should have reconsidered my idea to try this outside, but oh well. You live and learn. So we are now trying to power up this Lenovo. I don't know if it's actually powered on or not. Oh, yeah, it did. And of course, there is no storage device in this system, so there's very little of what I can do with this system at this time. It's not missing any keys. It's missing a bottom cover, but they all are. Little humid out, more humid than I anticipated. But that's all right. But it looks like this machine at least does post, so there is a possibility that at least pieces of this could go to a good home. So we'll do a little bit more in-depth testing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all that through YouTube, but we'll see when we get there. So that one looks like it does at least post. We'd have to find a bottom cover. We'd have to find a hard drive. So I don't think that a complete restoration is in order for any of these, but oh well. On to the next one. So Ramtech number 2 does not have a keyboard. See, I have optical drives on. I did not realize that. It does have a battery in it, although you never guarantee batteries on anything. It does get power. Let's see if we can move this in. I can power it on. the fan does come on. And it does post. But there's no keyboard for me to work with, so trying to do anything of much of any value here is probably not going to happen. Battery does hold some kind of charge, it would appear. I'd have to plug it in for a while to determine that, but yeah, one crisis at a time. Number 3, another Ramtech special, and guess what I forgot to do? I need to grab that memory module. I know, might be regretting that decision to come out here, but yeah, well, just I am. So far not, but maybe for the sake of computers, maybe I am. Let's see. Hopefully that wind is not wreaking havoc with my camera setup here, but we are powering on number 3. And a little bit humid. And this one does post as well. It says it has a Windows Boot Manager. I doubt that. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I think there's some hope here. Still not entirely sure if this Ramtech logo is burned in or what, but that's not up to you to decide. Well, it's not your problem, I should say. It's up to you to decide that if you want. Ramtech number 4 is missing keys. Okay, where is the power brick on that? There we go. That's just missing a couple keys. That's not a big deal. Watch this be. Oh, there it goes. So I'm interested. Well, maybe. Well, there it goes. I want to see what kind of i5s there, because I thought it said I had an i5. Oh, that's a variable. BIOS password. So that might limit what we can do with these, but I don't know if they're all like that, but that is oh, it's empty. Okay. That was okay. So, yeah, it's been used fairly not too long ago, about 4 years ago, as the BIOS update was, well, actually almost 4 years ago today. It's 21st of June 2022 here. i5 4200M. Not 100% sure if that's good or not, but I wonder if we could get rid of this password. Oh. Don't know if I can do anything with this BIOS password. Probably not. That might be a problem. That's a problem for a different day. So now I'm going to go grab the next Lenovo. It's not an E540 like these other ones, but it is definitely a different Lenovo. And it does use a different, they use that bigger round one that the T60s and 61s used, and probably some of the T400s and whatnot all use that rounder one. So back to the box of adapters we go. And we find the big round yellow one. I'd be really surprised if this Amazon special didn't have one, and I did find one, so rock and roll there. And I have a feeling the wind's going to take that away if we don't, so I'm going to keep this big black one out too, because I think that is the correct one for the compact. Okay, so probably could edit my videos, but I choose not to. Bingo. That one is good. Let's fire this puppy up. And I believe that this one is pretty much ready outside of the box. Or out of the box. Yeah, out of the box. That's the term I'm looking for. We got power. It's a Centrino Duo. So, I think Dell had a few of these that was about the point where Dell started to be respectable. Maybe. And I don't know that we're gonna have a good computer here, folks. Blinked. Came on that time. And we got a screen. This wind is very annoying. And it's got a Hitachi hard drive in it. The BIOS settings are bad. Probably a dead CMOS battery, which we at this point come to expect. This time here is, I don't know if this is going, yeah, it's military time, so we're just gonna do that. We'll go down to the 06. Shoot, 21. Worked on computers for 16 years and still haven't figured out this BIOS in its entirety. Now, we're going to see if it boots up. Do keep in mind if there's any personal information. There is a disc in here too. Who's your pride? So, at one point, this computer crossed paths with a Hoosiers fan. And let's hope there's nothing illegal on any of these systems, because if there is, that's going to be a real heartbreak. Windows XP, which is probably the best this system can do as it stands right now. It's mechanical storage on a Centrino. Don't expect miracles. It does say it's Vista capable, but you need more RAM for that if you're going to even entertain doing something that stupid on a system like this. But even with XP on it, it's a real slug. That hard drive light is solid as can be. So your last scheduled backup did not run. Your system may have been turned off. No, we will not do that. And here comes a lot of wind because, well, that's the rules of Wisconsin today. So, looks like there's nothing offensive on this machine, at least in the immediate sense, so. And yeah, just a Corel Snapfire Plus. It looks like they used it for PowerPoint every so often. It does have Wi-Fi on it. Got a lot of stuff loading for a system of this vintage. And it's the original Windows XP, or yeah, there's not a lot of stuff on here. So 120 gig hard drive. Let's see what Hoosier Pride's all about. It is a PowerPoint, an 83 megabyte PowerPoint. Holy cow. That's quite a deal for 2003. But that's more good news for this machine. At least the CD-ROM works, or whatever the optical drive might be. Looks like it's a DVD writer, so not that big of a deal in today's world, but stupid thing. It's right now trying to run a virus scan. Who knows, maybe the disc is bad. So I don't know how long this Hoosier Pride disc has been around. It could be just aging. It could be the optical drive maybe on its last legs. Yeah, it's barking about it. It's probably saying, oh, flash player is trying to go. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's not going to go anywhere. Oh, God, remember when Norton was such a pain in the ass to deal with? Wait, it's gonna do it. The new chicken coop. Well, that's as far as we're gonna go with this one. But it looks like the optical drive does have some functionality or some signs of life. We got an original install of the XP or a fresh reinstall, whatever the case might be. So this machine at least does have there's some signs of hope with this one. And we're going to do something that may be regrettable. Power brick is out. It is running off of the battery. And we have one functioning system, and that brings our count up to one system, I should say 3 systems, with hard drives, and 1 system with a confirmed workable operating system. So I'm going to take a quick break here, but you won't know the difference because we'll be back basically instantaneously, and we'll move on to the compact portion of our tour. Okay, we are on to the newest compact of this bunch by a mile, which happens to be an inexpensive Celeron, I believe, or one of those low-end Pentium dual-core types. Okay, somebody's horn is working great tonight. No battery in this one. Oh, it's an AMD-based one. It's a compact Presario CQ57. And we did pick out the correct tip from the Universal Adapter Kit. Oh, this wind is driving me crazy. Probably should have thought this one out a little bit better, but what are you going to do? Same goes for this guy. If there is any personal data that shouldn't be out in the public, I will cut this part out. But it looks like Windows 7 is up and at 'em. At least that's the theory we're going to work with here anyways. 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts, for anybody that's wondering. And it looks like this machine is in need of some love. I don't know where the hard drive light would be on this thing, if it is anywhere. Oh, it's on the left side. And it doesn't look like that there's anything terribly offensive, at least on the desktop. Took a little bit for it to catch up. Alright, so Kodak Easy Share, I haven't seen that in ages. So this is Brianna HP. It's got an AMD C50 processor. That already sounds really primitive. And for anybody that knows the rules of central Wisconsin, muffler laws do not apply here. There probably are some on the books, but nobody cares. Looks like an original install of Windows. 1 gigahertz processor. Good God. There should have been a sin against nature to sell this thing, but, well, who knows? Maybe I could load Windows 10 on it and max the RAM out and hope for the best and give somebody a real basic machine for next to nothing, but beyond that, this is a really sad looking machine, specs wise. Come on. Guess, well, that's doing its thing. I'll go grab the next machine. Good. We didn't miss anything. Hopefully it doesn't load several of these after it catches up. Yeah, this thing is just, yeah, a sin against nature, like I said earlier. But looks like it's got about a 250 gig hard drive. I have no idea what the graphics card actually is going to be entailing in this machine. I don't even know if entailing's a word. The one thing I am curious about is the graphics card. Not that it's going to make much of a difference on this old low-end machine, but curious minds want to know. And here comes the device managers. Graphics card is the only thing I care about. It has an AMD Radeon 6250. I don't know the graphics card lines enough to, and of course it's saddled with a Toshiba hard drive. Gotta make them as cheap as possible, and I think Toshiba's the cheapest crap known to man in the hard drive world, at least in the later years, so of course we're gonna get blessed with one of them. Alright, so I'm gonna shut this thing down. And it is going to say that things are preventing from shutting down, yada yada yada. That's nice. Please shut down. Closing all programs and shutting down. And you'll probably ask me why I'm doing this. Well, let's give it a little respect here. I know it has an unfortunate life of a 1 gigahertz processor and not enough RAM even for when it was new. We'll give it some little bit of respect and a little bit of love because it didn't decide to have that low of a configuration. Shutting down very slowly, but it is getting there. I don't even know if it's worth getting a battery for this thing, but I'll decide that later. Alright, so the compact is now in the off position. Get that out of the way. So, for the record, that brings us up with 4 confirmed systems with a hard drive, 2 confirmed with an operating system. So that brings us to our next victim, the compact Armada 1700. This thing is a beast. Make sure I'm on the camera. It does say it's charging the battery. I doubt that is the case. Post and something bus system options not set. It 100 looks like 160 megs of RAM, which actually isn't bad at all. So it needs a CMOS battery, but that's okay. There's just one more place for me to expand. And this laptop apparently belonged to Liebert at one point because it says Liebert Corporation. Windows XP on a Pentium 2? Oh, you poor soul. I guess the system requirements technically say you can run that, but it looks like it's at least Service Pack 2, so this one might be a little bit painful. Did it have a disc in it? I didn't even check that on the last one, but it does not have a disc in it. Well, that fan is working good. And I am impressed that this thing is even booting at all. And it says the time and date is invalid, which we come to expect, so we will correct that while this machine is up, provided that there's nothing of an inappropriate value on this system. This may be a very basic version of Windows XP that they just probably slapped on here and said, you know what, let's load an OS, call it good. It has a modem and a floppy drive that is removable. It is removable. Yes, it is, because there's a little release on it. So, and I go to proceed to remove it unsafely. So, yeah, just very similar to the 1500 counterpart. That's cool. But the display does not look good on this one. But that may be, yeah, Service Pack 2, H&H Diesel Motorsports had it before I did. So this machine did change hands a couple times. And, oh, that's why there is no video card installed. Or at least the drivers are not installed. Let's see if we can uninstall that COM port, because we don't need 2 of them. That's why the display does not look so hot. Makes sense. I'm interested to see if there's any significant programs on this system. I really am. Yeah, let's see if we can scan for hardware changes. That serial port is kind of an interesting thing, but yeah, this is a bare bones version of Windows. There is nothing on here, so it's about as bare as it can get, so that's okay. We know it works. We need to see CMOS battery. And I think that whoever had it at one point maxed it out, at least in terms of RAM, so that's all right. So that brings up with 3 bootable systems, 5 confirmed hard drives. So now we're going to go to the next fastest machine, which is are the 2 that I care about. So, good. But unfortunately, I did something stupid with this one. You can see it has some black crap on it. I put the Contour, which has some degrading rubber on it, on top of this machine. Oops. Now this will give us a great opportunity to test this AC adapter to see if it works. It is in. This one does not have a battery present, and you know, fingers crossed, if we're lucky, it has a 64 meg module in it. We know this one has a hard drive from the last video. Ooh, that's not bad. I'll take 48 megs of RAM on one of these. That's not bad at all. Windows 98. It does not have that awful BIOS that hangs up for a minute. This is the one with a CD-ROM in it. Did that actually ever fix anything? I can get used to this weather. Now it's 88 degrees right now, but I could get used to this year round. No graphics card. Novell. And okay, so property of Liebert. All HR and MIS policies are in effect. Well, so we really know that only the HR policies are in effect because nobody listens to IT. And, well, yeah, the time is off, but we expect that. Those batteries, for the CMOS batteries / hibernation batteries, do run down pretty quick when there is no power applied to them. It's just the way it goes. And I could have swore that these particular systems had 1024 by 768 screens, but I think I'm confusing that for the 5380. So yeah, so Sharon, Jerry, Mark, Marvin, and Ned all had dial-up connections to somewhere. I'm not actually going to open that up because that could give away personal information, at least very easily identifiable personal information. The last names don't really give away a whole lot. "16 colors, but why, guys?" Okay, we'll restart. We'll just do that just for giggles. That graphics card should automatically detect in Windows 98. I even think it does in 95, but I could be wrong. Come on. Maybe that's why 16 colors. Okay. I think we killed it, folks. I think we did something bad on this one. Because Windows is most definitely stuck. Or, hard to tell from this angle if that hard drive light's doing anything, but it does not appear to, so that is probably why that was stuck at 16 colors. Hopefully it's not an underlying problem with the system board, but we're going to see in a little bit. But this also has the Goodwill 7.20 on it. That was the thing I missed earlier. Yeah, normal's fine. The hard drive light's a little more solid this time, but we'll see if we lose our color or see what happens here. Come on. You can do this, little 5000. Okay. So, I don't know what happened on that restart, but whatever. But that looks a whole lot better. And okay, so yeah, HR and IT policies are in effect. We have, so translation, HR policies are in effect. Now, the thing that I was curious about is the hard drive on this one. And of course, anything on this, on Windows 98 is going to be approximate. Yeah, it's trying to read a floppy that's not in the machine. That's cute. So, about a 4 gig hard drive. So, on to the next LTE 5000 series. Turned off already. Not bad. Now, a little bit let down on this one. Or say it's a love-hate find on this 5300, as it has a lithium-ion battery, which I've yet to successfully rebuild in one of these. Also, the two that I did get a hold of were so badly damaged that, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be saved, but let's plug her in and let's see what we got. It's got a 3.5-inch floppy, and that is not good. She is angry. Very angry. Maybe that was a fluke. We'll come back to this one and see if we can just do this without the extra RAM. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You broke it, son. I think this one is in trouble. And more time. Good news is the batteries are super easy to tear apart on these if one wanted to. But that machine is not turning on, so I think it is no mas. So, and I didn't count for the last time, we have 5 systems with hard drives, and everything that's had a hard drive in it so far does have an operating system. So I would say 5 confirmed hard drives, 4 confirmed installs of Windows of some variety. So we'll have to revisit the 5300, but that's gonna be a bummer if it's got issues. So, with the magic of video editing, we're gonna go get the Contura. Doke, last one, Contura 425. I did put this cardboard under there because the rubber is starting to degrade. Let's get right into it. Uh-oh, I hear a problem. There's a little bit of good news with this though. And I'll show you in a little bit here because it's not exactly clear at the minute. What time is it? It's either, I think it's 8 o'clock. 5 after 8 p.m. And got a Connor hard drive in it. That's the bad news. But it did detect something. Okay. Very finicky, but it has a maxed out memory of 20 megabytes. So that is good news, which is a welcome sight considering what happened with that 5000. Windows 95, first edition. I don't have a pointer for this, but I think we'll survive. It's a snappy little machine for a 486. Yeah, maybe I spoke too soon. Still not bad for a 486. Yeah, I don't think it is. And it thinks there's a mouse on here. This was owned by a Derf 35. And not a whole lot on here. We got paper port and scan something or other. And we got a very rudimentary install of Windows. Looks like it's already loaded. That's not bad. I don't know what paper port is, but it's literally just about the only program on the machine that was added after the fact. I don't know how well this is going to load, but we shall see. Paperport Deluxe, it's a Visioneer, so it looks like it's probably some scanner software, be my guess. Although I don't know how much graphics design or anything like that is going to be done on a monochrome passive matrix display, but it looks like there is yeah, it just looks like some scanner software is my guess. But that's not overly important for the purposes of this video. So, since the battery on the camera is starting to go on the low side here, we'll try to make this quick. Yep. So, with the 6 systems that have hard drives, 5 of them confirmed working, at least to a point where you can boot an operating system. I think that 5300 probably does have an OS on it of some type, but if it's dead, it's dead. We'll revisit that separately. But yeah, 9 out of 10 is not bad here. That's an A in some places, so I'll take that, especially for $100. And unfortunately, Goodwill never responded back to me on the shipping, or the lack thereof shipping, I will call it. I know some of you were saying I made a mountain out of a molehill, and oh, they got there fine. They bubble wrapped it. You know, with machines like this, like I said, the retro community, if you take a little extra time, people will appreciate it. It's not like that in all industries, but it is in that one, so. And I just wanted to bring it to their attention. I didn't want to be too much, oh my god, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. But anywho, I think it's a good score. And you know what, I apologize for anybody I did embarrass or call out over at Goodwill, but you know, hopefully with mistakes that are made, we can learn from them and everything's all good. So yeah, now I don't know what you want to take out of that. Maybe I made a molehill out of it, but what's in the past is in the past. So yeah, if you made it to this the end of this, thank you for watching. And like I said, I'll make something separate about the 5000 that didn't power on properly. So we'll see if there's anything we could do to fix that, or maybe it's just a bad memory module. Let's hope, but we'll see what we can do. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.